You're listening to the Greeks Gridiron. Now here's your host, Ethan Hristodoulou.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Greeks Gridiron. I am Ethan Hristodoulou, and today we're going to dive into some UFL news over the last, I would say, about week or so. Just kind of playing a little bit of catch-up. Life's been busy, so I wanted to make sure I circled back with you all on the last couple of things that we've found out and kind of break it down for you all. First things first, though, before we dive in, I just want to say I recently partnered with Fanatics and NFLshop.com. They gave me affiliate links and or QR codes that you're seeing over here. If you plan on buying anything, feel free to use my links. It helps and supports me. I don't care how much you spend or even if you spend at all, but it's there if you'd like to help me out. Beyond that, I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. My handle, of course, you see at the beginning of every show. The link is in the description if you guys want to hang out and chat. I'm trying to be a little bit more active, so feel free to find me on there if you want to talk all things UFL, NFL, football in general. I'm pretty much just kind of shouting out thoughts and things as we go and chatting with people that decide they want to talk back. But beyond that, let's get into the stuff that we're here for, and that is going to be some of the news that we've gotten out of the UFL over the last few days. And yesterday's big news, one that has been kind of suspected but highly anticipated to get an official confirmation of, Tom Timmerman of STL Today made the announcement that the Dome at America's Center in St. Louis will be hosting the 2024 UFL Championship, which is slated for June 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The UFL later on in the day, maybe about like a couple hours or so afterwards, made the announcement official themselves through their PR team. If you do not follow them on X, I highly recommend you do so. I believe it is like UFL_PR for the communications group that basically puts out all the press releases for them, or you could just obviously check out the website, but just a couple of different places you can go to. The game is going to be set to broadcast on Fox, so you will be watching the game on Fox this year as far as the championship goes. And for those that are interested in getting tickets for the games exclusively at the moment, that right belongs to season ticket holders. So if you're someone that's kind of been on the fence about maybe getting yourself a season ticket, but you want to attend or at least potentially be able to attend that game and get first dibs on those tickets ahead of other people, you got to be a season ticket holder. That was a lot there. I probably could have said that more simple, but if you're a season ticket holder, you get first dibs on UFL Championship tickets. So for those of you that are season ticket holders already, if you plan on going, whether your team's there or not, you have that choice in securing a spot or not. And then for those of you that are looking to maybe get a ticket but aren't a season ticket holder, apparently information for that will be pushed out at a later date. So that's something that obviously we will update and discuss once we get to that information. But that's pretty much all the big stuff as far as the UFL Championship is concerned. I will say that, and I kind of tweeted this out, and I got a little bit more of a response than I expected to hear, but I'm slightly disappointed that Canton, Ohio has kind of gotten the push out on the merger here. I know that no team is actually playing in Canton this year. I completely understand that. I just personally loved the idea of a football championship game being played at Tom Benson Stadium, where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is. It all just felt really good. I like the idea of it. I understand there's capacity limits with Tom Benson, and I get that. Believe me, I do. For me, just location, atmosphere, and all of that, it just felt really good having a championship game in Canton, and that's all how I really feel about it. Beyond that, am I disappointed? Am I sitting here, oh, phooey, we didn't get it in Canton? Absolutely not. St. Louis obviously gives you a really good potential opportunity, especially if the Battlehawks make the championship, to have a massive crowd for the championship game. Albeit, I don't really know how I feel about that, because then it just basically feels like a home game advantage for St. Louis, and that's, again, a bridge we'll cross when we actually have to get to it. But even then, the the XFL championship last year, I believe, had something along the lines of about 23,000 people in attendance, and the Dome obviously allows you to be able to hit that capacity, if not more, should the St. Louis Battlehawks find themselves in the championship game. So I understand it. I totally get it. I just liked the idea of having the championship game in a historical place where the Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium is at. That's just my 2 cents on that. Beyond the championship game, though, another partnership I do want to talk about here because I'm pretty excited about it, and I already went and bought some of the stuff myself. The UFL and Under Armour officially, and this is kind of something we already knew was coming because there was other things being announced prior to, but officially announced their partnership between the two. This came following, like I said, the UFL's and Under Armour's partnership with the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches to help give minority football coaches a leg up in the race to find themselves into coaching gigs throughout the football world. But this allows Under Armour to essentially be the official uniform partner, season apparel partner for both the players and the coaches, sideline stuff like that, performance apparel, licensed fan gear, official youth football partnership. I mean, and in my opinion, this is fantastic for a spring league like this to get such a big-time player in Under Armour who has past relationships with the NFL prior to the whole Nike takeover that the NFL has seen over the last decade or so, however long it's been. This brings legitimacy and also quality to stuff that at times in the past has shown to be not necessarily at the standard I think some of the things have been priced at. So to get an Under Armour partnership for the UFL to be the people that are basically handling all things apparel and all things fan gear and all things attire for the sidelines and what have you, I'm excited to see that for the UFL. On top of that, Under Armour is also going to be hosting on-site fan hospitality events at the UFL games themselves. So the idea obviously trying to bring fans closer to their local teams that they are going to be rooting for. And I really like this idea as well. I'm assuming you're going to see things like pop-up things where you're going to have gear and stuff to be sold, that you maybe have the opportunity to interact with players and or, people affiliated with the teams and what have you, or maybe during practices during the week or whatever it may be that's going on around the stadium. Obviously, teams aren't practicing at their home locations, but Under Armour can still be sporting events and whatnot during the week. We'll see what they end up doing, but again, obviously, all great stuff for the league. And on top of that, on the topic of apparel partnerships, MSX by Michael Strahan, which honestly, I had no prior experience or any sort of knowledge with, also became the off-field apparel partner of the UFL. So this is going to allow the UFL and MSX by Michael Strahan to build a collection, which is basically more just fan gear and apparel, that type of stuff. It's going to be like t-shirts, long short sleeve shirts, tank tops, pants, shorts, sweatshirts, you name it. They're basically doing it all. So it's going to be like assorted styles for both men and women. You'll get a little bit of everything here. And there's also going to be exclusive apparel, so stuff for you people that are going to be heading to the actual games in physical person. You will have the opportunity to get some stuff that is exclusive to game day wear. So stuff that I just couldn't order online if I'm not going to any DC Defenders games or I'm not going into any Battlehawks games. You will have the opportunity to get exclusive merchandise, which, again, another cool thing for those of you that are going to be there, help bring the fans, especially those in attendance, a little bit closer to their hometown teams. But that's just kind of some of the big stuff here. We also had the ESPN announcement of basically their commentary teams, which, I mean, just to kind of touch on briefly, you're not getting any real big heavy hitter names by any means. And to be honest with you, it's not something I was sitting there and really expecting. I wasn't expecting to get like Dan Orlovsky and company or those guys up there that are hosting some of the Monday Night Football games that we see in the NFL, things like that, whatever it may be. Just some of the big name people that you see for some of ESPN's larger contests that they're, doing their commentary over and hosting on their channel. So I'm not really surprised by that, but there are some names out there that if you're more in the weeds of the ESPN know and you spend a lot of your time watching ESPN, you'll probably recognize. So I definitely recommend jump on UFL's website. They have the entire team listed on there for all the different people that you're going to see, whether it's sideline people, commentary people, reporters, whatever it may be. They got an entire thing broken down for you all. I'm not going to sit here and just list off names of ESPN commentators, but if you are interested in who is going to potentially be calling the games and who you will be listening to during said games, the opportunity to do that is there for you as well. But wanted this to be short, wasn't going to be a ton of information here. It's been a little bit slower since training camp has kicked off, in my opinion. I would like to see a little bit more than just a couple of social media posts here and there. I wish we would be getting more and off the topic of news, I guess now, and more opinion stuff, I wish that we were getting just a little bit more from the UFL in terms of insights into training camp themselves, maybe a little bit more as to how positional battles are going, maybe a dedicated writer for the team that's kind of posting all this stuff on their website. I just would have liked to have been able to follow training camp a little bit closer than just the little tidbits of clips and things, and unless you're actually there, you don't really necessarily get to hear, which is unfortunate for people that aren't within the locations of the league where this is all going on right now, aren't able to necessarily get access to. So I would like to see a little bit more from the UFL, but it is what it is. Overall, though, I'm excited. We're, I believe, 15 days away? Yeah, 15 days, because today's the 15th, away from kickoff. Let me know your thoughts on the things that I just broke down with you all, maybe some of the opinions I shared. What are your opinions on those as well? But as always, if you made it to the end, I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.